Melissa here, and I'm back with my final and second video in this little series showing you how I made my Snapchat album. So last week I showed you what I was making the album out of. I'm making it from the PLK, or Pretty Little Kit, which is the pocket scrapbooking kit, and I've also used a couple of pages from a chipboard album. Rather than use the album with bulky pages, I've just pulled a couple of pages out, covered them with acrylic paint on the outsides, pattern paper on the insides, and I also got the cards that Renelle put in the PLK, 4x6 cards, which were all plain, and one was a sparkly gold glitter paper, and I punched them and turned them into pages. And I also showed you how I put a white border on my photos. So this week I'm embellishing, and it's my favourite part of the album. I've sped this up significantly because I've barely cut anything out. I wanted to show you my entire process. So I'm limiting myself to what you can see in front of you, and also the pretty little kits, or sorry, pretty little pieces, and some of the Kaisercraft gems, or sorry, pearls. So all I've done is cut apart the cut apart sheets, and now I'm mainly using these pieces to embellish. So this one says "Love you to the moon and back," and for this photo of Azaria, I'm just putting "to the moon and back," to the moon and stars and back, and then I'm using the "I love you" on another page. So after I've done all the pages that have photos on them, I come back, do my journaling, and do some stamping on one of those smaller cut apart cards. So for this one of Sean, I have just trimmed off, there was a piece that had a whole lot of hearts in a row. I've trimmed them off so that they fit, and what I often do is I'll go through and do like a first run through, or a first embellishment session, I guess, where I'll do all the photos, all the pages, and then I'll go back and add a little bit more of the finer details, such as the sequins and pearls. So that tiny little triangular heart was, I think it was cut out, like if you cut a banner, it was the piece that was left over. So rather than throw that out, I've kept it, because I think everything can be used, even the tiniest little pieces. For my sequins, I've mostly used glue dots, but these tiny little gold hearts, I've used a drop of Tombow. So these photos are really fun, and if you're probably all aware of Snapchat because people have been scrapping them a lot over the summer. But I just love that the filters change all the time, and so we have a lot of fun with it. And I don't send any snaps to anybody. I just do it for the filters. And I love that my phone saves it directly to an album for these photos. So this is a little glittery gold love, and it's all joined together as one, and I thought it was perfect above this little photo of Ava as a cat. I especially love the Snapchat photos of her. They're adorable. And I've also used one of the little gold sparkly leaves that came in the pretty little pieces. Sorry, I find them tongue-tying. Pretty little kit, pretty little pieces. So another thing you can do is you can cut apart your cut aparts and then cut them apart even more to make them work for you. So with this one, it says "Hello Happiness." I've not only trimmed off the top and bottom, but I've also cut it in half, and that way I can use it on the top and bottom of this photo of Brielle. So here I'm cutting a little banner piece with a heart on it. I just love this photo of me. I love it because there's hardly any colour in it. It's almost like it's black and white with the gold features. So I had this little bit here, little piece, a few little pieces, and I'm just going through and trying to work out where to put them. So now I'm up to my second kind of go through the album and embellish, and just flipping through, trying to decide what goes where. That one with Sam, I left it quite unembellished, I think because a lot of the bits are girly and I didn't want to overdo it. So now I'm up to adding sequins, which normally I would cut out, but because I have sped it up so much, I've left it in just so you can see how I do it. Often I do them in groups of 3. I might do a larger one and 2 smaller ones, or 2 smaller ones and 1 larger one. I think in the years to come this album will be really fun just to flip back and have a look. And yeah, it makes me wonder what apps we'll be playing with in the future. That little beautiful little banner tail suite, I tried to get it on so many times, but I just couldn't make it work. I didn't want anything sticking out the side of this album. Some of my albums I love the sort of messy bits and pieces poking out. It's lots of fun to go through, but with this one I wanted to keep the edges clean. So now I'm doing my journaling, and this is the first spot, and the journaling card says remember this. And so I just talk about how we discovered Snapchat this summer, and how I downloaded the app especially for the filters, and I mentioned that Sam especially loves them. And then adding another sequin onto that page, and same with that page with Sam there. It needed something else more than just the big sequin. And then on this beautiful card I've just put that we love these fun photos of all our family, and I mentioned that I even tried to put a filter on our cats Charlie and Lola, but it wouldn't work. And what I found was even if I held it over my face and then put it onto Charlie, it just wouldn't pick up the cat's face. So I don't know. I know some other people have managed to Snapchat their cats, so I'd love to know how you did it. So now I'm using one of the stamp sets that came in the colour kit, and it just says you make me happy on this one. I thought that was perfect. There was another one, I think it said you colour my world, but I didn't have any area that was big enough for it. So now we're in real time, and I'm just giving you a flick through, and at the end I have some photos as well. So this is the final album. It was really fun to make. It didn't take that long at all, and I just love that I have this fun little memento of our 2017 summer. So there you go. I really hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope I've inspired you to scrap your Snapchat photos. Here are a few of my favourite photos of the pages. I hope you enjoyed, and I will be back again with you next week. Take care.